Hey guys, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to look more closely at the bundle cards. So this is actually a duplicate of our live store or a live example store that we currently have running. And we can see at the bottom of our homepage, we have 3 instances of these bundle cards. So if we scroll down our homepage, you can see the bundle cards show up at the bottom here. And the way these work is we have basically 3 different cards, and they each have their own static section here, as you can see. We can also change how many cards show up here. So if we go into theme settings, bundle cards, and if we look at the homepage bundle card offers, then we can change how many cards here. We can either choose from 3 or 2. So we switch that to 2, you'll see our theme will update here for us. There. So you can see there's would be 2 cards right now, except this card is hidden at the moment. So let's change that back to 3 cards. And let's go back to our homepage. So obviously this card is not displaying right now, and I did that on purpose so we could build out this 3rd card in the same way that we built out these 2 cards as an example for you guys. So let's click into this 3rd bundle card here, and we'll go down through the settings for it. As you can see, there's quite a few settings for it. So the first thing you might want to do is well, first make sure it's actually set to show, not hide. So if you did want to hide all the bundle cards from your page, you would need to hide each one individually. So let's actually do that before we jump into bundle card 3 settings. Let's hide each of these cards. There. And as you can see, now it's totally gone. And if we just hide this, that dynamic section heading as well, then you can see we effectively deleted all of the bundle card offers from our homepage. But for this example, we don't want that. So let's turn these back on. We'll click this to show, click to show, and click to show. So by default, when you get your theme, I believe all the bundle cards are shown by default, and you'll get 3 of these error message types for each card. And what this is asking us to do is to select a product to display for bundle card 3 in this case. And if we don't want to basically show the bundle cards, then we're going to want to hide the bundle cards like we just did. So let's go ahead and select a product for this bundle card 3, and we do that right here. So the way we're creating this layout is we have a 1-pack, a 2-pack, and a 3-pack in the center. So for this card, we want the 2-pack, which is this product. So if we click this product and click select, you can see that our 2-pack product is now brought in for us. Next up, we have the card design settings. And notice that there's a note here that says you can change the background color of the bundle card sections under general theme settings, bundle offer section settings. So because these are separate sections, they're not all one section, there is no option to change the background color for all of these cards here. The way you'd have to do that is go into the general settings, the bundle card settings again, and this time we're going to change the background color here. So if we update that, you can see that the background color for our homepage bundle cards changed like this. Let's change that back. And let's go back to the homepage. back into bundle card number 3. So that's what this note is referring to. Next up, we have the option to use a custom product image for this card. So by default, it's just going to bring in the main image for the product you have selected here. So in our case, it is this 2-pack image is the main image associated with this product. However, if we wanted to use a different image here, then we could easily do that by clicking yes here. And now you can see the Power Theme wants us to give it an image to use. So we can click this and click an image we'd like to use here. And you can see it updates here for us. Let's change this back to no, obviously, because we want to use this 2-pack image. And you can either keep that there, but I'm just going to remove it for now because we don't need it. Next up, we have the card style. So there's 2 different styles to choose from. There's a normal style and what we call a fancy style. And I'm just going to change it now so you can see the difference. The fancy style doesn't look great with white background images. However, if we did change this back to maybe an image like this, and we selected again to use a custom product image here, you can see that the so-called fancy card layout looks pretty nice for these style of images with the background, as opposed to that style of image on a normal card style. I mean, it still looks nice. It's totally personal preference, obviously. Everything here is, and you know, it's up to you. You can play around with that. But personally, I think I like the normal style, especially if the images have a white background like these ones. So let's just go back to no custom image and go back to the default one here. Next up, we have the border width. So you can notice that all these cards have a border around it. And so let's just change it to illustrate what this does. So if we crank that up to 7 pixels, we can see that this border just got a lot wider around this card here. So let's bring that back down, just so it's consistent with the other cards. Next up, we have the card shadow. So you can see by default, the 2 end cards come with this grayish shadow around the card, and then the center card comes with this nice green shadow. And the thinking behind this is we want one offer, typically our highest dollar amount offer or our best deal offer, to be in the center, because this is generally going to drag more attention having this background color around it. And you can even notice that the center card is a little bit taller than these 2 end cards. So obviously this one's really short now because we don't have the bullet points added yet, but this card and the end card will be the same height generally, and then this card will be just slightly taller with a different shadow color. And it's just meant to draw attention to the center card for your best offer here. So that's what that's about. But we can change the card shadow independently for any card. So it doesn't have to be this way, obviously. So let's just play with this for this bundle card too. Let's just mess it up a little bit here. So we can see that if we increase the horizontal offset, it pushes the shadow this way. If we increase the vertical offset, then it pushes the shadow downward. If we increase the blur, then it's going to make the shadow more blurry. And if we increase the spread, it's going to make the shadow bigger. So that's the effect there. And you can also change the shadow color. So this is the default for the end card. It's that grayish color, but you can also change it to whatever color we'd like here, like that. Obviously this looks a lot different now than the other cards. So instead of changing that back, I'm just going to reload the page here quickly so we can get back to our original design. Okay, I'm going to have to select the product again for it. Okay, now we're back to that original design, which matches the front one. So next up we have the header font style. So we can either choose from the body font style or the header font style. So these are the typographies that you would select within the theme settings. So you can see here when we changed that it actually didn't update the header style. And the reason is because right now in this theme, if we go into our general theme settings under typography, we have Montserrat set for both the headings and the body. So if we change the headings to something that stands out a little bit, to that fat face font, for example, and we'll click select. And now we can see that our header for the card updated to this heading typography that we defined. So let's go back to our bundle card again. And let's change that back to the body style. And now it matches with the other ones. This is the text for the header. So this is the text that we want in this case, but you can change that here if you'd like. This is the color for the header and the font size and letter spacing for the header. Next up, we have the sales message. So we called this text the sales message, and it's easily customizable here, as you can see. We can also change the sales message color, font size, and letter spacing if we wish. Next up, we have product prices. So we have independent color selections for the sales price, which is here, and the regular price, which is here. So obviously, if we just gonna save this, and then if we change this, then this will update to the red color there. Next up, we have the sale price font size and the regular price font size. So you can play with these font sizes as well if you'd like. Next up, we have the Luke's Review setting. So Luke's Reviews is a really popular reviews app that a lot of Shopify sellers like to use. And there's just a note here that you must have the app installed on your store for this to work. And as you can see, this is what it is here. So we're basically bringing in the Luke's Reviews for the product associated with our card. And by default, I believe that we do show Luke's Reviews ratings by default. So if you don't want to show it, obviously you can just deselect this. But do note here, even though we are showing the Luke's Reviews currently, there's nothing showing up here. And the reason for that is the way we have these bundle cards set up right now for our shop is we have 3 different products set up for it. So let's save this and let's go into our Shopify dashboard for a second, just so I can show you guys how this is set up for us. So if we go into the products tab, we can see that these are all the individual products that we currently have on this store. So you can see you actually set up 3 separate products for our bundle cards. So this is the main product. This is the second product, and this is the third product. So you can see why we brought in that image into our card. It's because this is the primary image associated with this product, and this is the product that we associated with that card that we're building. And also notice, because these are 3 separate products, the Luke's Review app, we only imported reviews for the main product here. We didn't do it for these 2 additional products because that would be 3 times as much work to do that, right? With Luke's. So that's what I wanted to point out here. Let's go back into our editor. So that's why we don't have Luke's reviews showing up for this bundle card. It's because we don't have any reviews associated with this product. And that's exactly why we added this extra option here, to show the reviews for a different product on your store. So this is going to allow us to show the reviews for the main thermos product, which is the one that has the reviews associated with it within Luke's. So if we check this box here and we select an alternate product to pull reviews from, so for this we're going to select our main thermos product, not the 2 or 3 pack. And now we can see that the Luke's reviews are showing up for this product here. Next up, we have the star size and color. So we can modify the Luke's reviews star size and color here. Then we have the bullet point font. So the bullet point font refers to these bullet points here. So we can change the font size and letter spacing. Obviously, we haven't added the bullet points to this card yet. So maybe let's do that now. We'll come back to the rest of the settings after we add that. So the way you add bullet points to these cards is up here. So this is those block type inputs that we talked about in the prior videos. And these are great because we can add as many or as little bullet points as we want here. So if we select add offer guarantee here, we're going to get this input. And by default, you can see we're pulling in this little truck icon from Font Awesome right here with free worldwide shipping. So free is the attention grabbing offer. A good idea might be if you have a bunch of free things associated with your offer, you could just do sort of like free X, free Y, free Z sort of style here. So it would always be free because obviously all marketers know that free is a great word to throw around and really grabs attention. So if you have a bunch of free offers, that's a good idea. But in general, whatever you put here will be bolded. So if we add free shipping on all orders. So if we add extra text here, you can see that all the text that we add here is going to be bolded. So the way that we actually did these bullet points over here is we didn't add any bold text in this case. We just used the description, which is the unbolded text. And that's totally fine as well. Alternatively, if you just want to use bolded text and no non-bolded text, you could do it this way. So a lot of options here in terms of the way you do that. This is the icon color. So this will affect our truck color, and this is the text color, which will affect both the bold and unbolded text there. And if you're not familiar with Font Awesome, so I'll just hop over there quickly, and basically all these icon codes are taken from Font Awesome, which is this free library of online icons. So let's type in smile here, and we can see which icons are associated with smiles. And you can see that there's a lot here. So let's just click into the first one. And you can see that this is the code that we need. So FA-smile is what we're looking for. So if we go back here and we'll just type it in, FA-smile. And once we type that in, you can see that our icon updated to this smiley icon. So those are Font Awesome codes. And in addition, like if you find an icon here that is not available for free, you're going to see a pro requirement here. And in that case, you can actually purchase a subscription to Font Awesome. And then you'll get a Font Awesome integrity code associated with your subscription. And once you have that, you can actually enter that within the theme settings here. So if we go back to general settings, you can enter your Font Awesome Pro subscription code here, and then you'll get access to use all of the pro icons as well within the theme. So that's just an integration that we have set up for that. So let's go back here and let's recreate all of these bullet points for this card. And I basically just saved the icon codes in a separate note document here on my computer. So instead of me taking the time to go through Font Awesome to find them, I'm just going to copy and paste all of those same descriptions and icon codes here for you guys. And this one's free worldwide shipping. Now you can see that we have the same bullet points set up for this card as we do for the rest. So back to our settings. We can see the bullet point font. I believe that's where we left off. So this will affect those offer or bullet point font sizes here. You want to select a font size, obviously, that will look good. Typically, you want to keep each bullet point in a single line. And you can accomplish that by changing this here. You can also change the letter spacing of the bullet points if you'd like. Next up, we have the shipment processing time. So anyone that's familiar with the sort of carousel sections like we talked about in the previous videos will know what this is all about. But as you can see, that's it's not showing right now because we need to click save for it to update. But it's basically a fulfillment time estimator. So the purpose is that the day that your customer is buying, it'll give them an indication if they purchase today when their package will be shipped out. So this is like similar to what Amazon does, and it's just meant to increase conversion rates on your site. So we can either choose to show or hide that here, and we can also change the message that we have here. And you can get creative with this section as well. So instead of having it as a fulfillment time estimator, you could have it as perhaps like, we'll be back in stock on a certain date. So you could change this text to say, we'll be back in stock by, and then you could put how many days here as well. But obviously, since this updates every day, maybe that might be a little tricky doing it that way, because this does update based on the day. So for example, today is March 21st. So because we have it set to a 2-day order processing time, that leaves it at March 23rd fulfillment date. So it's meant to signify if the customer purchases today, then they'll have their order shipped out by March 23rd. So maybe the in-stock buy is not a good example, but I'm sure there's other ways that you can probably use this section as well. Next we have, what else here? So font size. So this changes obviously the font size for here. The time color. So the time color will change the color of the fulfillment estimate time. The number of processing days, as we just said, this is totally depends on your fulfillment service. So typically it'll be between 2 or 3 days for most services. So if we update that to 3-day processing time, you'll see that this will update as well here. So now this got pushed to March 24th instead of the 23rd for us. And lastly, we have shipment cutoff time. So if you have a 0-day processing time, then this becomes really important. But it actually is factored in even if you have 3-day processing time, because if the customer places their order, in this case, after 6 p.m., then that means that their fulfillment date is going to get pushed out an extra day, essentially, because the current day doesn't count. And similarly, if, let's say, for example, this is set to 0 days and the time is currently 1 p.m., let's say, so 4 hours before cutoff time, then we're saying that if they make the order today, then we'll ship it out today by 5 p.m. So I think the best way to get more familiar with this is just to play with it, honestly. So you can just play around with these values and see the updates here as we do it. And lastly is, do you ship the products on weekends? So you can click yes or no for here. And if you click no and the fulfillment date does land on a weekend, then it will just get pushed out to the following Monday instead of on the weekend day. And obviously if you do ship on weekends, then the opposite will affect. So if your fulfillment date lands on a weekend, then it'll inform the customer that you will ship it out on the weekend if you click yes here. So this is a really cool addition. Actually, I love that we added this, and this is available on all the carousels and the bundle cards. And it's hard to like quantify how much effect this has had in the past, but I think it would make a difference, honestly. Like I love that we have this as an option right below the add to cart button. I think it's great. So definitely recommend that you guys try this out for yourself. Lastly, we have card animation. So notice how we can add different animations to each card. So one cool thing you guys might want to try is you can fade in from the right for this card and fade in from the left for this card, and fade in from the bottom from this card. Fade in up for this card here. Now if we click save, we'll see that animation. So it's a little bit hard to see within the Shopify customizer, but if we do a live preview of the shop, and okay, we saw it better that time. So you can see it's quite subtle. Like this one fades in from the left, this one fades in from the right, and this one fades in from the bottom. I'll just do that again. I'm not sure if you guys saw that or not. Here it is there. So hopefully you guys caught it that time. So if you do set that up, you can also just preview your page outside the customizer, and it might be a little easier for you guys to see, but it's a really cool effect. And again, those sort of animations that we have down here are just standard for every section within the Power theme. So nothing new here, but it does give you some cool options to add those animations to your cards. And so that's basically it for the bundle cards. The only other thing that I wanted to mention here was we do have 3 bundle cards on the home page, but we also have bundle cards on the custom landing pages. So we're going to go over the custom landing pages in a different video, but they're set up the exact same way as they are on the home page. So if we scroll down this custom landing page, we can see we actually have 2 instances of these cards. So we have it here, which are these 3 bundle cards here, and we have it at the very bottom as well for these bundle cards. So if we keep scrolling, we'll see another set right here. And you can set these up totally independently if you want. So the same offers that you do in these bundle cards here, you don't have to do the same offers in these bundle cards here. They can be totally separate, and it's totally up to you how you structure these cards. But again, they're set up the exact same way as we just looked at for the homepage. So if you can set these up on the homepage, you can set these up here. It's all the exact same settings. So that just about does it. I love these bundle cards. As you could probably tell, these are fantastic. Such a good way to increase average order value on your store. So I definitely recommend you guys try these. Just like, especially with this quantity break style of your main product, so offering higher order discounts depending on which pack they purchase. I find that these get such a great sort of uptake percentage on landing pages, and such a good way, such a powerful way to increase your average order value and increase your profit on your sites. So really recommend you guys give these a try. These are really great sections to include on your sites. And that does it. If you have any questions about these bundle cards, then definitely shoot our customer service team a message as well. And we'll be happy to help you out with these cards in any way we can. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.